Have you ever wondered what the best age is? Well, a massive social experiment was set up to try and answer that exact question, and we're going to break the whole thing down.
Yeah, what is the prime age of humanity? That's the big question here. And to find the answer, they took 100 people and basically threw them into a series of insane challenges just to see who would come out on top.
And when I say 100 people, I mean it literally. They found one person for every single age, from a 1-year-old baby all the way up to a 100-year-old. Talk about a diverse group.
And this wasn't just for some trophy or bragging rights. No, no. There was some serious cash on the line, $250,000. That'll get anyone motivated, right?
All right, so with the stage set, they didn't waste any time. The very first challenge was designed to be brutal, to just thin the herd and cut the number of contestants in half. Just boom, gone. So what was it? A simple sprint. But here's the catch. The first 5 people from each decade to cross the finish line moved on. Everyone else? Sent packing. It was all about raw speed. And well, you can probably guess who had the upper hand. The 21 to 30-year-olds just flew through it. Okay, so the field is cut in half. 50 people left. What's next? A trial by fire. And I mean that almost literally. They threw them into a giant, chaotic game of dodgeball. And you could just feel the tension right away. One of the older contestants just blurts out, "How do you expect old people to dodge them?" And you know what? He hit the nail on the head. This whole game is about being quick and agile. And yeah, that concern, it was spot on. The game was absolutely merciless. Younger contestants started teaming up, forming alliances, and just systematically picked off the older players. After just one game of dodgeball, poof, pretty much everyone over the age of 40 was gone. So after all that individual chaos, the game changed. The next challenge was all about teamwork, a super complex dunk tank relay. And they threw in this wild twist. The 5 youngest competitors, they were the team captains. Imagine that. And this thing was nuts. Okay, so you had 2 people shooting arrows at a target. If they hit it, it drops another teammate into a dunk tank. That person has to swim and grab ladder rungs for another teammate who then builds a ladder to smack a buzzer. So you've got archery, swimming, building, it's the whole shebang. And of course, the last 2 teams to finish were eliminated. After all that chaos, just 12 people were left standing. Can you believe that? They started with 100, and in just 3 challenges, they're down to 12. The pace is just relentless. And this is where things get really personal. The challenges shift again, away from big teams and into tests of pure individual will, nerve, and straight-up endurance. First up, one-on-one penalty kicks. But here's the thing, you had to choose your opponent. Talk about a mind game. We saw a 6-year-old pick a 7-year-old, and unfortunately, the 6-year-old went home. Then you get the 17-year-old full of confidence who decides to take on the 40-year-old, and boom, he gets eliminated too. A big miscalculation. And as that 17-year-old walked away, his parting words were just, "I got a lot of life left to live." Kind of puts it all in perspective, doesn't it? So another challenge, another brutal cut. Those penalty kicks sliced the group in half again. Now, only 6 remain. And the next challenge sounds like something out of a nightmare. It was called the rope hold. Each of the final 6 had to hold onto a rope that was attached to a mannequin. Simple, right? Wrong. The mannequins started at 10% of their body weight, and every 5 minutes, they added another 10%. Just pure agony. The last 2 standing, they go to the finale. So after that absolutely brutal test of endurance, we have our final 2. And for the final showdown, they're not in some small room. No, they're in a massive stadium. The stage is set. And you could not have written a more dramatic final pairing. In one corner, you've got a 28-year-old guy, at his physical peak. His motivation? He wants to pay off his wife's student loans. And in the other corner, a 7-year-old. Just a kid, but with this incredible determination, who just looked at the camera and said, "I'm winning this money." Unbelievable. So here's how the final challenge worked. It was this perfect mix of skill and just pure dumb luck. Both of them had to shoot at a target. If you make your shot and the other person misses, you get to open one of 10 briefcases. 9 of them have a big fat X inside, but one has the check for $250,000. And man, this finale was so tense. They're just going back and forth, round after round. The 28-year-old gets a couple of chances to open briefcases early on, but nothing, just an X. You can just feel the pressure building with every single shot. Then, finally, after a few more nail-biting rounds, the 28-year-old gets another chance. He walks up, he chooses briefcase number 5, opens it, and there it is, the $250,000 check. He did it. He won the whole thing.
So, there you have it. We have a winner. But does that really answer the big question we started with?
Let's break it down. Our winner, age 28, walks away with the title and the cash, saying his age is the peak for athleticism. Fair enough. But you absolutely cannot forget the runner-up, a 7-year-old boy who beat 98 other people and still went home with 10 grand for his amazing effort. Just incredible.
And that brings us right back to where we started. So after all these challenges, most of which, let's be honest, favored young, athletic people, and a finality that came down to pure chance, can we really say that 28 is the prime age? Or does the fact that a 7-year-old made it to the very end tell us that maybe, just maybe, the answer is a whole lot more complicated than that?